ALPs. I come in the righteous name of Emir X. You know, today's mathematics is understanding Cipher, right? And or understanding add-on Cipher, right? And how do I see that shit? You know, I was just building on it right beforehand. So I bet, I said I'm gonna share this with y'all, right? Even before I show you how I see today's degree, I just want to say take care, the best care of your body as you possibly can. The day and times which we live in ain't gonna permit for you to be doing this, that, and the third. At the same time, just because you do not see immediate change, don't be discouraged. Because in this modern world in which we live, we're quickly to get discouraged from not seeing immediate change, right? And that might stop people from doing something. But with success, not even just success, but where fruition comes forth, or where anything is accomplished, that only happens when a person sees to keep on doing that shit. Keep on doing that process. Stick with it. It may not seem like much is happening now, but if you stick with it and you have persistence, you're going to get what you need, or you're going to get where you're trying to go. If I'm trying to figure out how to do a math equation and I keep on doing it and doing it, eventually after me studying math, I'm finna find out how to solve that shit, right? I might not be able to hit that on my first try, but if I keep on, trying and study and do what I need to do, I'm gonna get to it, right? And that's with a lot of different things. So don't be, we can't be quickly discouraged, And I find that stuff, I find that within my own self. I'm not gonna say you. You hear how I say we can't get quickly discouraged, right? Because a lot of times, just from the conditioning of this devil civilization to us, we see something, it doesn't have immediate change, right? We see that shit, and we like, oh man, you don't feel like doing it. But it's when you don't feel like doing it that you get up and you keep on trying until you're able to get that understanding. And anytime I'm building upon degrees, I see the days either if it's the math, alphabet, or if you're dealing with 120, which is the, I acknowledge my 1 through 14 and my 1 through 10s. I'm on my 1 through 4, 1 to 40s right now, right? When it comes to studying my degrees, right? When it comes to studying my degrees, what I do, I don't immediately, oh yeah, I know, I I understand what today's math see. I see it, I gotta sit there and I gotta do the knowledge. I gotta manifest the knowledge, which means you gotta cross-reference. You gotta compare with what you know what you know to be right and exact, what you already know to be right and exact. You gotta do comparisons, cross-referencing, research and study. That's manifesting the knowledge. Because wisdom ain't just speaking. You gotta get to the point of speaking, which is you doing your proper research. Because just look, listen, observe, that's just the surface level, right? And you can still be deceived because that can be trick knowledge, right? But you gotta advance that and see the full circle, which is gonna be a cipher, right? But anyways, what I'm saying is just because you don't see immediate change, don't get quickly discouraged. And not even quickly discouraged. We can't, you know, when we feel like, damn man, I ain't even trying to do that shit, right? Or that shit feels hard, I just keep doing it. Cause just like when I'm studying my degrees, I sit there before I even, cause I speak like I'm talking to y'all right now, right? But no one there, ain't no camera. A lot of times I don't even have my phone, but today I had some a video shoot to do, doing stuff. I'm not on my regular schedule today, but since I'm not, I got my phone out, right? As soon as I wake up, I take a shower, I pray, and then I get outside. I just my shorts, right? And I sit out inside in the sun. And then after this, I'm all sweating and shit. After I'm done meditating, sun gazing, reading and studying my 120, and also trying to knowledge my 120 and gain understanding of different shit in 120, right? I'm doing all that for like about 2 hours. I'm all sweaty from being out in the sun. Even sweating is good. Release the toxins. I go out, take me a real good shower, scrub my face with some good pure soap. That's good soap from a brother Wise Locks, a brother Zaylock 23. Uh, I'll put his plant-based website in the description of this video. I order all types of stuff, a gang of stuff from this shit. It's all natural, halal. It's that shit's plant-based. I use the bamboo charcoal, shea butter, coconut oil, and black seed oil soap. I wash my face with it, but I do everything. and I get on with my day. But for that first 2 hours, I don't have my phone on me. I might go to the woods, I leave that shit. I don't even have that shit. I don't check the time, right? Especially when you meditate, don't be checking your time and trying to meditate for a certain amount of time, right? When you meditate, you embrace yourself and living within the moment, right? When you meditate, time ain't moving forward, nor is it going backwards, right? So you embrace yourself within that moment. And just like today's mathematics, I'm gonna build upon. Once you leave that cipher, you got to bring that with you. So after I'm done meditating, what I bring with me from that cipher is the fact of is living within that moment. Drop my pick, but yeah, what I do is I always be studying. I always just be thinking like, damn. And as soon as I get to it, I'm like, wow, I don't see it no type of way. So keep thinking, right? And the powers and forces of Allah, which guide the entire universe. And just as Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, and our lessons teach us, right? Allah puts our brains to thinking. The powers and forces which guide the entire universe. What makes the black man God, right? Power and force. Think about that, and you'll come to an understanding, right? But when I keep on thinking and thinking, at first I'm like, man, I ain't even trying to do this. Damn, I can't think of nothing. Or maybe I might be, not feeling like it, but it don't matter what I feel like doing. It matters what was best for me. So I persist with it, right? And when I persist with it, I always get to some sort of understanding. That's the thing. I can show and prove that. You ever come with me, meet with me in real life, and watch? I be sitting here, you know, not I ain't built on the math yet, and I keep thinking about it. Then I'll be able to do a build, right? I may not have the sharpest degree of understanding, but I still get to some degree. I'm able to build upon the math and have some sort of insight or foresight or being able to see it, right? Which is your understanding. So I persist with it, and I get my understanding, which is going to be the build I'm about to do in a second, right? But yeah, you need to realize we all need to realize that, and that's what I realized from just studying things. I'll be working on a beat, it might be slow, and I'll be doing this, and I'll put it down, and then I'll come back to it. But every time I came back to it, I was able to persist and finish and make a song. But like just like right now, it's been I stopped making beats like that and producing stuff when school when my last year of high school was back last year, and I ain't had that time like that, and I'm trying to get back to it, but I haven't been able to persist with it, and that's why I haven't successfully made no beats yet, right? So that's an area which I have to do that in order for me to successfully keep making beats, right? And I ain't trying to be a producer, right? I am a producer, well, part and self. I'm a 5%er who's a producer, right? A lot of people want to be a rapper who's 5%er. You got to be 5%er who's a rapper, right? But that's a different bill. But yeah, anytime you're trying to do anything, if you want to become a plumber, if you want to become an electrician, you want to go to college and get the white man's education and then use it to help your own people, right? Instead of trying to build up his shit, right? Anything, you're trying to get you a job, you're trying to have a cooking business where you cook up food, healthy food. You're trying to have you a halal grocery store. It's black owned, anything like that, but it's hard, right? So if you don't or anything, you're trying to work out, trying to get your body good and healthy, right? You're trying to eat good, whatever it may be. If you're trying to eat good, don't think that overnight you're gonna wake up. I'm putting down fried foods. Oh, I put down everything. I'm gonna put down refined oils, canola oil, corn oil. I'm gonna put down this, that. No, it's gonna take some time. You gotta realize that's gonna take a little bit of time to do so. There's some things that have to be immediate, but everything's gonna always take time, and even to show results, it's gonna take some time, right? But no matter how long, how quick, or how slow it may take, or how regular at speed, right? If you persist with something, it's always gonna translate, and it's always gonna show results, right? That's what you need to deal in. But also, its results might not always be immediate, and also with understanding, there might be some degrees you might read like, huh? But after the fact, you're gonna get an understanding. Oh, come to that realization. But then, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Man, what the fuck? My fault. I don't know if that messed anything up, but someone tried to call me. wasn't even a real person. But back to my build is understanding cipher. How do I see that? I was just building, and that shows you, you know, not what understanding adds on to the cipher, what understanding brings to the cipher, but what you bring with yourself from that cipher. What's brought with you from the cipher, right? Because in order to get to that understanding in any cipher, which is any person, place, or thing, any situation you go through, any encounter you have, anytime you go through anything or go to anywhere, any person, place, or thing, like I just said, you go through that, any going through an entire cipher, you gotta, in order to get to understand, you gotta bring all the degrees with you. And all them accumulated degrees is gonna contribute to your understanding once you get to the end of that cipher and follow through the entire process of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, right? It ain't just the be a, it shows the difference between the be and the born, right? I know that ain't today's degree, but the be is just someone who exists, right? It's like a stick in a river's current, just being pushed along, ain't really doing nothing. But the born is a person who's finna go among the cipher, not just go through a cipher and leave. He's finna go and take all them degrees with him, so that at the end of the cipher, all them accumulated degrees, that's what the understanding is. So go through the cipher and bring them things with you, right? So that's what today's mathematics shows you. Understand the add-on cipher. It shows you how to get understanding from the cipher, which is to go through the entire process. So anytime you go through a process, you have an encounter, like I said, any person, place, or thing. Anytime you go through that, take everything with you. And at the end, you're going to have that understanding. But also, you got to bring forth that equality. So just like I said, when you're meditating, time isn't moving forward nor is it going backwards. You're embracing yourself within a moment. And when you leave that cipher, you got to take that with you. So just as you took all them degrees with you in order to get to the understanding within that cipher, when you leave the cipher, you got to bring them that knowledge with you, which you have understanding of. So now you have all this accumulated what? Knowledge, which you have understanding of. That's going to help you within your life. But what am I saying? I'm saying these words, I'm giving long explanations, right? I'm showing and proving, but what am I really saying? I don't want to try to complicate things or cause confusion within peace, or confusion within heaven, right? Which is a state of mind, which is peace. But yeah, what am I really saying though? Hold up, you have to really drink your water now. Try to drink a gallon a day. All right, but yeah, what am I really saying though? What I'm saying is today's mathematics in the most simplest way I can say. I should have started out with this, but I had a different build. But I don't deal with shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's the past tense. I deal with my actions now because that determines the future. But today's mathematics shows you to turn everything into either a learning situation or a teachable moment. That's what today's math shows you. Like I said, take all them degrees with you when you're going throughout the cipher, and that'll bring you to an understanding. If you just go throughout the cipher, you're just gonna enter in there and leave, right? But you need to take them degrees with you, and at the end, all them brought together degrees is gonna contribute or uh, I don't know the word I'm thinking of, but it's gonna be your understanding at the end, right? And then after that, once you leave that cipher, bring that shit with you. But that shows you to turn everything into a teachable situation or uh, learning situation or a teachable moment, right? Anything can be. I don't care, because everything within this universe, any person, place, or thing, follows and abides by the same universal laws, rules, and regulations, right? 1 + 1 is always gonna equal 2. What comes up is gonna come down. Gravitation, right? All these different things, they always gonna be the same. And if you study everything, you can see that. But learn to turn every different thing within any different cipher, person, place, or thing, a situation or an encounter. Learn how to turn that into a learning moment or a learning situation or a teachable moment, right? Where you can either teach others from that or learn from it. And those are both will be held within the same thing. It's just it depends which position you're coming from. If you're trying to teach someone, learn how to do that. But first you gotta learn how you can learn from that situation, right? anything. I don't care what the hell it is. If you encounter some devilishment, someone's trying to use some technology on you, you go throughout that cipher. If you're able to master that cipher, meaning you have an understanding of it, you can go, you can leave that cipher, but bring with you the ability to identify that sort of technology, so you can't fall victim to it, right? Because you need knowledge of self as well as knowledge of the devil, right? So that's just one way of showing you how to, you know, take the understanding from the cipher and bring it. Don't just leave it there. And it's also like with studying your lessons, right? Learn how to take the definitions that they give you, the degrees, like number 3. Why do we let half of his like the understanding degree in the 1 through 14s? Number 3. Why do we let half of his remain? Columbus discovered the poor part of the planet Earth. You know, shit like that. Learn how to take that stuff outside of the context of that situation, and that's taking it from outside the cipher and bringing that understanding with you. Thus, you're able to turn things from an ordinary whatever into a teachable moment or learning situation, right? So you can learn from it, right? You can study the science of how a computer is put together. You a computer builder, right? And you can apply that, right? Because the science of life, everything has to fall in accordance with these, and you can, it's called science of things up. You can try to science something up and make some falsehood in it and try to deceive people. You definitely could do that, and that's what people do, right? But you're trying to build positive, be righteous. We can study the science of how, a certain type of fish operates, how its organs, work. You could study, you could do that, right? So, but learn how to do that with everything around you, so you can constantly be learning. And I can tell you that's why mathematics is an exact science, right? If you study it your own self, just like how you got to study each and every situation. Because like I said, don't expect all this immediate change. You could have something that happens within your life and you could be like, man, I don't see nothing in it. Keep on looking at it. And eventually, after you studying it, and like I said, manifesting the knowledge, which is cross-referencing, comparing it with what you know to be right and exact, and doing your research and your study of said knowledge, what you got from look, listening, and observing, right? Doing that, and then manifesting that knowledge means drawing it up to a higher degree. And then you'll get to that understanding if you persist with it. But yeah, just like, me traveling around with my mother, just being around my mother, right? She's a devil, right? And I know her nature, so I can't blame her for her nature. That's her nature, right? I can only blame myself for falling victim to that. So I can't get mad if she acts unrighteous or if she does some devilishment, because guess what? That's her nature to do and shit. But I gotta study the way in which she looks, and it's also increased my way of handling things, right? And not to engage certain things, because you can't reason with an unreasonable person, and that's what I learned, right? So I study situations with her, and I take that outside of that context and able to apply it with my whole life. So if I ever have any sort of encounters that's like the ones I have with her, right, I know how to go about it, right? And it's not always going to be immediate change. I could even see what I must do. I have to work to where I have to get to, right? And sometimes she might get me, no. Upon herself. I don't never say that about anyone. I don't say, oh, you made me mad and she didn't know. I do what I don't, people don't have that much power with me. But sometimes things, I may allow myself to get out of turns, or I may allow myself to get frustrated. Not out of turns, but frustrated, right? And I'm like, well, I can't be surprised about that shit. She's devil. Devil's gonna do devilishment, right? So I can't get frustrated and get mad about that stuff. I still do, but I'm working towards getting right. I'm mastering myself. That's the knowledge of yourself, right? And that's just one example for how I was able to use today's math, right, to my advantage. For how I did that, and I lived through that. But yeah, that's how I see today's degree. Peace to all the guys on the earth. So I come in the righteous name of Emir X, right? And but yeah, keep doing everything as positive as you can. Keep staying as righteous as you possibly can. Keep on studying. Keep on reading books, right? And I always know that sometimes you may have to go outside of your cipher to get something accomplished, right? Know that too. It's just because it doesn't come under the heading or title of what your cipher may be, right? Doesn't mean you can't get something accomplished within it. But yeah, and yeah, can you also get yourself some sun, right? Get all the great things from the sun, and do as positive as you can. In the day and time in which we live, you got to keep on persisting, trying to live as healthy, because your health is is very important. Take the time to study your health, because it ain't just something you could see in a YouTube video. You got to read a book about it. You got to try living it out, right? Got to do your research about it, is what I'm saying, right? How do you to live by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad? But yes, all praises due to Allah, and peace.